The SOE in SOE Foundation and in SOE Global Network stands for Salt of the Earth, and it is a grassroots environmentally conscious network which affords those within the network weekly living wages via the network's own centralized, nature-backed digital currency known as the token, the SOE token. Since a digital currency is the only way to ensure a living wage for everyone without a finite supply, and an organic, self-reliant food supply is vital to our survival off-grid, it is only logical to use one to assure the other. And because it is assured, since it's tied to nature, this makes the SOE token, the token, a commodity-backed NFT. With weekly living wages in addition to SOE housing, free education, free health, dental and mental care, community farms and community gardens supplying fresh organic food, the goal of SOE Global Network is to unplug from the matrix, become completely self-sufficient, and ensure that everyone in the SOE Global Network is financially free. Since all information on SOE Foundation and the SOE Global Network can be found on the website at soenetwork.net, let's summarize SOE using the bullet points on their media page. SOE is a global network made up of SOE affiliated companies or SACs, which are the resources in the network. 1/4 or 25% of the companies or resources in the SOE Global Network are owned and managed by SOE. The other 3/4 or 75% of resources are independently owned and managed by individuals who are in the network. Upon joining the SOE Global Network, all who are 18 years of age and older begin receiving weekly living wages paid in tokens called a Basic Living Currency or BLC. BLC weekly payment days differ according to the day of the week the individual joined the SOE Global Network, the day of the week the individual turned 18 years of age, or the day of the week the individual became an official citizen of the country paying their BLC. Upon commencement of high school, teens receiving an SOE education begin earning tokens paid at week's end for each full day all classes school attendance called a Basic Student Currency or BSC. A secondary method of acquiring tokens in the SOE Global Network is via a stoke stash draw. That is when a pooled stash of tokens created when those in the draw, which is any group of individuals who decide and register among themselves, deposit 5 tokens every day into a collective pool. At the end of each week, the total amount in the draw gets multiplied, someone wins the stash, and it goes on this way until every person in the draw, a maximum of 12 people per draw, wins once every quarter, which is every 3 months. Individuals who continually remain signed up for draws will receive stash payouts every 3 months or 4 times each year. And as this is a secondary method of acquiring tokens, quarterly stoke stash draw payouts are in addition to the weekly BLC payments. Token boosts for large personal or general purposes, such as housing purchases, are based on a token savings ratio. Every token saved by the applicant and presented as fixed capital will have the fixed capital boosted, which means the amount of tokens the applicant receives will be a much larger multiplied amount of tokens than the fixed capital amount they originally presented. And all individuals in the SOE Global Network are entitled to 1 token boost every 18 months. Token boosts for large business purposes are also based on a token savings ratio called an equity contribution. Every token saved to go towards the business and presented as equity contribution will see the equity contribution boosted, which means the amount of tokens received will be a much larger multiplied amount of tokens than the equity contribution amount originally presented in order to help the business grow. Token boosts for businesses are obviously much larger than personal token boosts, and all businesses in the SOE Global Network are entitled to one token boost every 36 months.